At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby. Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. The Department of Defense is working with Google to help secure America's digital defense systems, from establishing cloud-based zero-trust solutions to deploying the latest AI technology. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American innovation.
This is Optimal Health Daily. What makes a good training program? And how to increase motivation, both by Sam Lynch of fitinitiative.co.uk. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik, your host. Hey there, welcome back to Optimal Health Daily. This is the podcast where I read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online. Now, today, I have 2 posts for you. I usually read 2 posts when each one is a bit on the shorter side. After all, I want to be sure you get the amount of content you expect from this show every day. So, with that, let's get right to today's 2 posts as we optimize your life. What makes a good training program? By Sam Lynch of fitinitiative.co.uk. A simple Google search can yield you more training programs than you can shake a stick at, whether you're looking to lose weight, get in shape, build muscle, or simply be more physically active. You really don't have to look far to find the next best training program to get you in, quote, superhero shape. Plus, more often than not, you can find a program for free, or get one from your friend who's been going to the gym for 2 months and is suddenly an expert. With so many options, it begs the question, what makes a good training program? Well, let's dive in. 1. You can do it consistently. Truth be told, there's only one best program, and that's the one you can stick to consistently. You can be given the best program in the world, designed and tested by the best athletes, strength and conditioning coaches, scientists, and so on, but if you don't stick to it, then it really doesn't matter. The program you can do consistently over a period of time is what will yield you the best results. Hopping from program to program every 2 weeks with shiny object syndrome is only going to keep you circling back to square one. 2. It includes exercise variations that work for you. Some exercises just aren't for everyone, whether it's a physiology thing, that is, your body just won't permit said movement without discomfort, a training age thing, maybe you're too weak or too inexperienced, a goal thing, like the exercises don't actually make much sense for what you're trying to achieve, or simply a dislike thing, meaning you detest an exercise, which actually ties into my previous point as it may affect your consistency in doing it. There are tons of exercises out there. While most can be boiled down into basic movement patterns, there are different variations and subtle nuances within these variations, which can make an exercise better for you. 3. It's progressive. Progressive overload is king when it comes to training programs. Progressive overload means advancing the training stimulus over time, or in layman's terms, it gradually gets harder. This is where the gains happen. You train, adapt, make it harder, train, adapt, make it harder, and repeat. The 2 most basic ways to progressively overload are through increasing the load or increasing the volume. Increasing the load means lifting heavier. Increasing the volume means doing more repetitions or more sets. If the program doesn't do at least that or show you how, well then results will run dry pretty quickly. And 4, it trains multiple joints and patterns. Is there a place for purely isolation exercises in a program? Potentially, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But for most people, big, compound movements that train multiple joints are what's needed. Using different patterns that work the whole body over the course of a program are also a key indicator of a good program, such as squats, hinges, lunges, upper pulls, upper pushes, rotational work, and loaded carries. Your body is more than just chest and biceps. It's comprised of over 600 muscles that work together to produce movement in all kinds of complex patterns. A good training program should, at the very least, give you a well-rounded approach to training that targets as many of these major muscles as it can, while working through a variety of movement patterns. How to Increase Motivation by Sam Lynch of fitinitiative.co.uk. Motivation, the ever-used excuse for why we never do things. There's a big misconception about motivation that I think we all need to understand. It isn't something that we need to rely on. It isn't something that only a certain few are endowed with, although some do have reasons to be more motivated than others. But it is something that can be cultivated. You see, motivation is a feeling, and like any feeling, it comes and goes. When you feel motivated, you're more likely to get things done. So it's important we know how to promote feelings of motivation. Here are 4 ways you can do just that. 1. Exercise. I know what you're thinking already, but I need to feel motivated to work out. Well, sort of. Yes, it is easier to work out when motivated, but working out actually increases your motivation. Taking action inspires motivation, not the other way around. When you don't feel like working out, that is precisely the time to work out. You need to break the cycle at some point, otherwise you'll be waiting on the rare occasion you suddenly feel motivated to do something. Imagine if we only ever did things when we felt like it. We would never get anything done, and we probably wouldn't even get out of bed in the morning. 2. Stay connected to your goal. Keep reminding yourself of your goal and what it is you're trying to achieve and why you're trying to achieve it. Motivation needs a direction, and once we lose that direction, it's easy for it to fizzle out. Write your goal down and remind yourself of it frequently. Have it somewhere easily accessible, like on a bathroom mirror or on your desk at work. You don't have to shout it at yourself in the mirror each morning, but even a small reminder a few times per week can go a long way in keeping you motivated. 3. Keep it small. Your overall goal can be as lofty as you like, as long as it's realistic and attainable. But the bigger the goal, the further away and harder it can be to achieve. This long road from point A to point B can quickly drain our motivation. A way to work around this is to break your goal down into small, achievable chunks. When we achieve something, we feel motivated. It boosts our confidence and inspires us to achieve the next thing. By breaking goals down into smaller goals, you can bridge the gap between point A and point B while maintaining motivation along the way. Think of these smaller goals as motivation pit stops, helping to top you up and keep you going towards the end goal. And 4, change your relationship with failure. Most of us have an inherent fear of failure, but it happens to all at some point, so it's important to reframe the way we think about it. Instead of seeing failure as a negative, start seeing it as a learning experience, a time to reflect and get better, an inevitable part of life, something that really we should be grateful for. Because if we never failed, then we wouldn't be provided with the opportunity to grow. Instead of letting failure sap your motivation, use them as motivation to grow and get better. You just listened to the posts titled, What Makes a Good Training Program? And How to Increase Motivation, both by Sam Lynch of fitinitiative.co.uk. And I'll be right back with my commentary. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. With Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Oikos presents 15 Seconds of Strength.
Here we go. Steve's got a trunk full of groceries and no one to help him.
Oh, that's tough, Jim. Looks like a 5-trip load at least.
He grabs the first bag, the second. Bob, it looks like he's trying to do it all in one trip. He shimmies the door open, steps over the dog. Oh, and he stumbles.
Oh, right into the kitchen without missing a beat. Jim, now that's a man who eats his protein-packed Oikos.
With 15 grams of complete protein in each cup, Oikos Triple Zero can help build strength for every day. Oikos, stronger makes everything better.
Dr. Neil here for my commentary. I want to talk about Sam Lynch's second post on increasing motivation. Sam's post reminded me of some of the work I read by Dr. Wendy Wood, a now retired professor and former provost at the University of Southern California. For years, Dr. Wood studied human behavior and how we form habits. In fact, she summarized her work in her book, Good Habits, Bad Habits: The Science of Making Positive Changes That Stick. One of the things she discovered about finding motivation after failure was about how we see the so-called failure, meaning how we interpret the setback. And her advice aligns perfectly with Sam Lynch's advice. Here's what Wendy Wood said about failure, and listen on to see if her advice sounds familiar. Quote, "The distance between repeated failure and enduring successful change is not marked by personal fortitude or determination. It's not a referendum on your personal worth. Even with amazing stamina, you can still fail. Instead, you covered that distance through simple steps that meet your long-term goals." End quote. Did you catch it? Simple steps that meet your long-term goals. Break down big goals into smaller ones. See failure as a learning experience and an opportunity to grow. Think of it as motivation to get better. All right, that'll do it for another edition of Optimal Health Daily. I hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back here tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.